huge achievement from Mikel Arteta and Arsenal. 6 seasons he's been in the job with only one FA Cup to show for it. But could he finally be getting the riches that he and the Arsenal fans have been waiting for? 4 games away from the Premier League, Champions League glory, Arsenal are planning to offer Arteta a new contract regardless of the outcome this season. His current deal expires at the end of next season. Gabby, it's a no-brainer to tie him down because they are seeing progress year on year.
I think seeing progress, of course, and yes, new contract because they've improved on last season. But I wouldn't have discussed the contract until they got into the final. Because if they say they got knocked out of the semi-final again and didn't win the Premier League, then you'd say it hasn't been a success. But it's been an improvement on last season, but they've not won it yet. No one remembers second place.
But this is your time. This is your time to get a good deal.
No one remembers second place. No one remembers getting to a cup final. I got to cup finals. No one remembers it. Remember who wins. Mm-hmm. So they have to get over the line.
03717 223344 is the number to have your say on this. Arsenal fans have been getting in touch this morning. Morning to Jack. Jack, how are you? Is
Good
he your
morning,
man for
Jack.
the future?
Morning, Gabby. Morning, Shebahn. How you doing?
Great. How are you, Jack?
Yeah, good. Just on the way to work.
What do you do?
I'm a secondary school teacher in an AP in Rubery, just outside
lovely.
Birmingham.
What do you teach?
Yeah. So, PE. So all
Lovely.
of the talkSPORT. Yeah. So I'm on my way there this morning.
Love that, mate.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good for you, Jack. What do you want to say about Mikel Arteta? I mean, should they hold this until we know the result of this season?
Do you know what, Shebahn? I've been listening to Gabby and yourself, and I understand what Gabby's saying, but as an Arsenal fan, being an Arsenal fan my whole life, and having watched them through us losing our character throughout the stadium, our fan base getting rinsed every year, being mocked upon, and to finally actually come back in it, to be back up with the big boys and battling and pushing. I mean, if you look at the last 5-6 seasons, if it wasn't for Pep and Klopp, I fully believe we would have been able to win something. Now, I understand what Gabby's saying, nobody remembers second place, but in terms of where Arsenal were to where we are now, it is all down to Arteta. He's come in and he's ripped up the handbook. If you think about the team he inherited, Gabby, it was horrendous. There was no fight, there was no dog, there was no willingness to try and at least attempt or push.
He spent good money to do that, though, hasn't he?
Yeah, no, and rightly so.
Yeah.
I mean, he suffered with that squad, and why not have a go?
Yeah.
Now, I was very much on the fence until probably the last couple of weeks. That loss against City hurt because the noise got loud, and then obviously, we looked a bit ropey in the months previous, but it's just something inside telling me how he's been able to get us to switch. He switched the tactics. We're playing better football. Mm-hmm. We look more attacking. We look more creative. And I think that's going to see us through. And if he gets the league and he gets the Champions League, 100%. But on the flip side to that, he needs to get silverware.
Agreed.
Okay, Jack. Strong call from you this morning.
Mate.
Have fun at school today.
Yep, good luck.
Yeah, you too.
Hope the kids are good for you. Good for you, Jack. Thank you very much for your call this morning. I mean, looking at this final against PSG, you just watch how they've played over the 2 legs. I think they're outstanding, and we discussed this yesterday, and you can't take it away from Arsenal, Gabby, that they are in that final. A good team has gotten to the final, and we know in a one-off game, Arsenal can win this. They can win it.
They can.
Mentioned this, they played each other 10 times.
Yeah.
PSG will probably win it 8 or 9 of them, but in a one-off game, considering how much fire's in their belly, Declan Rice calling for 200,000 fans to Budapest. Yep. They have a real opportunity here.
They do, but when I look at this PSG side and I look at the players that they've got, I mean, look at last night, no Hakimi, Zaire Emery comes in at right back and looks like he's played there all his life.
Yeah.
And you look at the squad of players, they've got PSG as well. Last night, their average age was 25. Young team they've got, and I think they're gonna conquer Europe for a long time, win multiple titles. They look very hungry, but there's one player out of both sets of players that I'll be very scared of if I'm Arsenal. Kvaratskhelia. He's a Champions League man. In the League he's had 25 appearances, 7 goals, 2 assists. That's not good enough for a player like him. in the Champions League, 15 appearances, so 10 less games, 10 goals, 7 assists.
Wow.
This is his competition. And when you watch him, Shebahn, like, honestly, last night I'm watching him like, wow. In second half, he sort of chopped Upamecano, and I think everyone watching went for it as well. And then gets a shot off on his left foot. He's both-footed. He works hard going back, and he can win a game on his own. So I think if Arsenal are going to win this game, they've got to have some game plan. They need Timber fit. They need Timber. They need I don't know what. They need a hell of a game plan because Dembele, Doué, Kvaratskhelia, Barcola coming off the bench. Even Fabian Ruiz last night, he hadn't played for a few months. He was the best player on the pitch. Neves, Vitinha, Pacho at centre-half and Marquinhos were very good last night. Mendes at left-back was very good. He marked Elise out the game last night, even on a yellow card early in the first half. So they've got their work cut out. This is a tough game for Arsenal.
See, last season as well, the Champions League final, I mean, they battered Inter, and they're a defensive team, but Arsenal are going to have to bring it and be perfect.
Do you know what's funny about PSG as well? Their record in the league phase over the last 2 seasons, won 8, drawn 3, lost 5, finished 15th and 11th. Playoffs in both seasons. And the route they've had to the final in both seasons has been tough. They turn up at the business end of the season, PSG. It's like they take it easy during the season.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to knockouts football, they turn up.
Back at the Times this morning. Arsenal plan contract talks with Mikel Arteta. Preliminary talks have taken place with the 44-year-old whose current deal expires at the end of next season. The figures, we believe it's 10 million a year plus bonuses for the next 3 years. Let's bring in Ids, the Arsenal fan. 03717 223344. Good morning, Ids. Is that right? Ids or Ids? How are you saying it?
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, guys.
Hello, good morning, Ids. What do you think about this?
Well, it's great news.
Yeah.
There's no one else we can get that. There's no one else in the world that would be able to do what he's done. Let's be honest with that. He took us from, finishing 8th and being embarrassed about our club and the team and how they play to challenging for top honours, 2 semi-finals in 2 years, a final this year, challenging for the title. I mean, if it wasn't for City, we would have probably won it 3 times in a row, let's be honest.
So no one else could spend £1 billion and get Arsenal to where they are.
Who else hasn't spent £1 billion, Gabby?
And they've won things.
Your club, Aston Villa, has spent quite a bit as well.
Not £1 billion.
Everyone's spent. Name your club that's not won the Prem, that's not spent £1 billion.
Yeah, but they've won things.
Spent £1 billion in over how many years?
But they've won things.
Who's won things?
Teams that have spent that money, they've won trophies.
Okay.
Arsenal haven't.
Okay, that's fine. But the season's not over.
I know it's not. But they haven't yet, have they?
No, they haven't. But you're speaking quite prematurely.
Not really. I'm just saying they haven't won anything yet because they haven't.
Well, you are speaking because you say we haven't won anything, but the season's not over.
Yeah, I'm saying you haven't won anything yet.
Yeah, but that's fine. But the season's not over. So you can't sit there and we've not won anything. The season's not over. Even 4 weeks time, we haven't won anything.
Different convo.
Even a point. No, you don't have a point.
In 4 weeks, if you've won a trophy, different convo.
I know that. That's the point.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're all in agreement.
Mikel Arteta took us from a top 8 side into a side that's fared across Europe.
Spending £1 billion.
To play us. That's fine. Everyone's spent money.
And they've won things.
Okay, but if that's your argument, we're never going to get anywhere.
Why?
Because you have to spend money to fight for honours.
Exactly. And the teams that have...
That's just a simple fact of football these days.
Of course. And the teams that have spent big money, Liverpool, Man City, have won trophies in that period. Arsenal haven't yet.
That's fine. Man City was spending money for years before they won a trophy.
Was they?
United have spent over God knows how much. Chelsea have spent God knows how much, and they haven't won anything.
Haven't they?
Liverpool have spent over 200 million.
Chelsea haven't won anything.
What have they won?
Chelsea haven't won anything.
World champions.
Club world, best team in the world, mate.
What? The European League or the Conference League?
No, they won the Club World Cup, mate. The best team in the world.
Come on, that's like bragging about the Community Shield. Give it a rest.
Okay, well, listen, I'm glad you're happy that Mikel Arteta looks like he's going to be your manager of the future as well. It is good news for Arsenal fans today.
great
Most of
news.
them are happy as well. Eds, thank you so much for your call.
Thank you, Eds.